All right. Hello, hello, hello. So I'm going to give a few minutes. And when you guys pop on, give me a little hi, give me a little emoji. Just let me know that you are here. And I will do my best to make sure I get to everybody as well. Let's move my mic down here so everyone can hear me. So yes. Hello, Carrie. How are you? Good to see ya. I think my message is just going out now that I'm live. So nice to see everybody. Hello, Heather. Hello, Candy. You guys battening down the hatches for the storm that's coming in this weekend? Sounds like we're in for some wind and some rain. Hello, Tanya. Good to see ya. Catherine, Vanessa, Michelle. Welcome, everybody. I know there's a bit of a delay sometimes, so we're just, I'm going to give it a few minutes here and see who's going to pop in, give some people a bit of time. And I know sometimes the comments don't always come in clear. I think sometimes my little program here misses a little bit, but I will still do my best to, again, to get to those that I can. Hello, Lisa and David. So give me just a second. I'm just making some notes here. For those that have not been on my lives before, shame on you. No, just kidding. For those that haven't been in my lives before, the way that I do this is as I see comments and your names come up, Spirit directs me to certain individuals. So it's not that one person is more important than another, but when I ground, I ask the guys, I say, please bring me forward for those that need the messages the most. Okay. If I'm not able to make a connection for you tonight or answer a question, because again, I don't just do mediumship. I can, the guides will answer anything that you might have questions about situations going on in your life, right? That's why we always say clarity through spirit connections, right? Between our loved ones on the other side and my guides, they'll pretty much answer anything for you. So yeah, they direct me to names. So please don't start kind of spamming the comments with questions or connections, because to be honest, I'll just wind up going right by it. They run the show as much as you see me. It is my guides as well. They are the ones that direct me. Okay. So again, I will do my best. If I'm not able to make connections for you tonight, you know what? This is what I do. This is what I love. This is my passion. This is my joy. Reach out. I'd be more than happy to set you up with a private session as well. So I'm just going to pop down through all my comments here. Hello, Pam Steves. Amy. Hi, Selena. Long time no see, darling. Jenny Z. Nice to meet you. Thank you for popping on from South Africa. Beautiful. And I'm working my way down to the bottom here. One thing I will start with, I was getting when I was grounding the name of James. I believe it's a father energy, but when I heard James, but I went by Jim. So let me know if this resonates with someone. Obviously, it's somebody on the other side. If it resonates with somebody here, I got the name of James, but then I heard Jim. Jim seemed to be the name that he went by from what he was telling me, okay? So hello, everyone. We've got about 50 people. Welcome. Working my way down through the list. Hello, Marilyn. How are you? Donna, nice to meet you. So again, I'm just making my way down to the bottom. Hi, Tammy. Yeah, that's when I try and talk when the guides are in as well. So let me see. So again, James who went by Jim, and it feels like a father energy. Okay, Sarah, I'm going to make note of that because you say a grandfather in there, but I want to see if there's a father energy first. Okay. Because they typically are pretty on as far as who it belongs to. I see Jen saying a similar thing. So bear with me. Right now I'm looking for a father energy. And hello, everyone. Forgive me if I don't say hello to everybody as I try and find the bottom of my list. Hello, Indri. I see a few people were talking about James went by Jim. This is a father energy that I'm looking for right now, okay? A father energy. So I see Marilyn. You say father. So I'm writing your name down here. Bear with me here as I try and see if there's anyone else. Could very well be correlation back with you, Marilyn. I see a lot of people talking about grandfather, grandfather, grandfather. This felt like father, okay? So Marilyn, I obviously I'm going to go to you because right now, from what I can see, you're the only one that's bringing forward the dad connection from what I said. James went by Jim, and I know Marilyn. I saw when you first came on, you had a lot of stuff going on, looking for a message. So that could be very well why your dad's kind of showing up. So Marilyn, yeah, let me know you are still there. And yeah, do you want to have a connection to your father there? Selena, so nice to see you and your space again. It's been too long. We're still here. Actually, I'm really, really excited because I've been taking a coaching program, as most of you are aware of, spiritual coaching program for the past year and a bit. And yeah, I passed. I'm actually graduating on October 7th. So I'm pretty excited about that. Have it's been a year and a bit in progress. I'm still finishing off my practitioner side of things, which will be another couple months before I do my orals and stuff. But yeah, so I'm super excited. I have my coaching. It'll be official when I have my certificate. You guys know me. I like to learn. So there we go, Marilyn. So Marilyn, while I have you here, do you want to ask a question, or do you just want me to make a connection with Dad? Let me know, seeing as you said that there seems to be some stuff going on. You were looking for a message. Thank you, Tanya, Missy. Thanks, guys. I'm super excited. It's been it's been a time in progress. It went from a certification to an accreditation, so I had to stay in it a little bit longer to get my hours. So yeah, I am pretty excited. So again, Marilyn, I see for sure. Which are you looking for? You know how it is, this or that. Suzanne, thank you. Congrats. No surprise, though. Well, I love the program. The stuff I've been learning and having to do it myself. I mean, literally, it's changed my life and how I look at things. I'm just so excited about the work I've been doing for myself, but how it's going to assist my clients as well. So, Marilyn, how's your mom been doing? Because I'm really getting a correlation from Dad to Mom. He seems to be concerned about her right now. Hey, Jody. Always nice when some of my clients, my coaching clients, are actually showing up on my live too. It's awesome. Reading clients too, of course. I'm just waiting for Marilyn's post here. Just a connection. So connection with Dad, Marilyn. Like I said, he keeps bringing up Mom. I'll throw you on there with me. Excuse me. 1 second. Sometimes they just really want to come through. Jody, my announcement was just that I've passed my coaching. Okay. So Marilyn, which word do you want to go? Because if you want to ask some questions about, something that's I won't say more important, but something that's going on, feel free to ask that. Okay. Like I said, Dad's just showing up. He's showing me being around Mom, and he's showing me being around your daughter. So your daughter must be in a little bit of a flux or change right now as well. Jody, excited for my appointment tomorrow. I'm excited for your appointment tomorrow too, Jody. We're going to do some good stuff. Okay. I see you're saying Mom's being 91, so he just seems to be around her a lot. And, a lot of times when spirit starts coming around the living, if you will, it can represent a transition, right? Okay. She's been having issues breathing. He's taking me to the lungs. Oh, thanks, Jody. I'm excited. Yeah, I'm getting a real heaviness in the chest, Marilyn, and it could correlate back to him, but I feel it more around your mom, if that's making some sense to you. Okay. Is she losing her faculties a little bit as well? And hello to anyone I haven't said hello to yet. Jody, that's amazing. Jody says, finally starting to see some light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, Marilyn, I see you're saying mom being 91 but in good health. I guess what I can say is just pay attention, right? I'm just trying something here. Because he's shown me being around her. And like I said, normally it comes from a place of, and I'm not saying she's passing tomorrow. That's not what I mean by any way, shape, or form. I mean, I've had spirit showing up even as much as a year before that. Yeah, and it's a little slow. I mean, the weather's starting to come in a little bit here too. So, and this runs a little bit behind, but I still like this platform better than Facebook. I get to have fun with it. So yeah, just spend some time with mom. Okay. Go ahead and post what you want to ask Marilyn. Hello, Angela. Welcome. First timer. Welcome, welcome. So I see her yes a bit. That must be the breathing aspect too. He's just showing me, like I said, she's got some stuff going on a little bit. That's all. So what's your question, Marilyn? You said a question about work. And for those of you that might be joining me that are new, pretty much the way I run this is Spirit directs me to names. So as I see your names come up, the guides kind of cue me into certain individuals, and you guys will have an opportunity to ask a question or make a connection, okay? So I make a list and I go from there, okay? Hey, Steve, living in Mexico now. Thanks for your help back then. Very, very much appreciated. Glad to hear things are going well for you. Sounds like an exciting adventure that you and your family are on right now. Hello, Brittany. Marilyn, I know we're running a little slow, so. Cheryl, thank you. Cheryl says, I love what you do. I love what I do too. This is always my way of giving back, right? I mean, obviously this is what I do for work as well, but it is my passion. I mean, the coach is going to become a big part of it too, because at the end of the day, everything that I do between my, my Reiki and my hypnosis and aromatherapy and all that, to me, it's all about healing, right? We can help heal each other in so many different ways, right? Steve, I see your comment about got friends there. Awesome. Disowned dad recently cut the ties, tried to mend. You know what? Sometimes that's exactly, what it's about, is setting boundaries. It really, really is. So Marilyn, what do you want to know about work? And it's just because I have so many people in here tonight, if you guys, and this is for everyone too, right? So when I say about asking a question or a connection, be specific, because then I can answer it a lot faster. Because otherwise we're kind of going all over the place, and I can get more connections and more questions answered when you're very specific. So I see, any advice from dad on work? Well, do you have a specific work question? Okay, then I can answer it. When I have my one-on-ones, someone sitting in front of me, you know what, we can explore and go all different ways, and they'll bring up all different stuff. But I want to try and when I do this, as I said, so I can do as many individuals as I can. Okay, so let me know, Marilyn, what's the specific question if you can? I'm really happy for you, Steve, that things are shifting around. About time, eh? Sounds like you guys are having a great time, and the kids, everything. So happy for you guys. And I have the guides directed me to Lisa Pritchard. So Lisa Pritchard, if you are in here as well, I'll be coming to you after Marilyn here, okay? So now you guys are posting questions. The way I work it, again, is they direct me to names. I will come to those individuals, and they'll get the opportunity to ask for connection or question. So hang around, right? as I see the names come up, as you guys are posting like, hey, hi, great, emojis, whatever that is, then the guides will trigger me in, okay? Okay. So you're asking, so discipline, rework. I had a meeting today being told I'm doing things wrong, so to speak. And it's interesting because as soon as you say that, doing things wrong, what I hear is, if you will, not meeting the standards of the requirements. So to me, that's a difference between doing something wrong and doing it up to somebody else's expectations, if that makes sense. Because what they're showing me, and I don't know if it's coming down to protocol, I guess you can say in some ways, it's kind of like, this is the process we're supposed to do, A, B, C, D. And they show me that, it's kind of like, well, some of the stuff that's in there really isn't, I don't want to say it isn't required, but I think when someone's been doing the work for so long, it's kind of like, you know what, we can skip a few steps. Right. And okay. I think some of this is coming up to what they show me is a butting of the heads. And I don't say a pissing contest, but that's exactly what I hear a little bit as well. So I think there's some personality issues going on here too. Is this making some sense, Marilyn? And again, greetings to anyone that I may not have said hello to yet. Steve, that's awesome. Steve saying, I turned down a job at a prep school because they aren't down with the beard. I'm going to volunteer at an impoverished school not focused on the business model. That's awesome. So I'm working my way down. Maryland. A lot of people on tonight. I've got about 80 different people in the room here. So I appreciate your patience. So Marilyn, I don't know if that answers your question or not. When I'm asking about doing things wrong, I don't get that you're doing things wrong. I get it's maybe just not up to what it is they want to see you do, if that makes sense. Okay. So just let me know if you kind of got that message, because I don't see anything. Again, the comments are sometimes a little bit slow. So I have, again, after Marilyn, I have Lisa Pritchard and David Miller. David, I'm sure you're hanging around here somewhere. So Lisa Pritchard, let me know if you're here too. I'm waiting for a comment from Marilyn, but that way I can kind of stay ahead of the game, and you guys know that you're kind of coming up down the pipes, if you will. Just adding another name. Hey, Bobby. How you doing, sweetheart? Lots of love to you. I know there's some challenges lately. So yeah, David, if I don't get any response from Lisa Pritchard, then I will have you next, okay? And I don't know if I lost Marilyn or not, because I'm not getting any comments that I can see coming up from Marilyn. So I might have to put that to the side just a little bit too. I'm taking a look just to make sure. For some reason, my system started going back up to the top. Love you too, Bobby. You know where to find me if you need me, right? Oh, okay. I see your, okay, there's Marilyn. Pissing contest, yes. Yeah. I'm getting it. It's more personality dynamics than anything. So it's kind of like whatever someone can do to stir the pot a little bit right now, that's what they're doing. And I mean, especially, you've been doing your job for, I don't say umpteen years. I'm not trying to say you're a dinosaur, not at all. But you know, if you will, they show me seniority. So it makes me feel of someone that's either not necessarily a brand new kid on the block, but someone who is, I don't say trying to move up through the ranks, but definitely has a bit of attitude. So it's easy to say, don't take it personally. They're just, yeah, pissing contest. I'm not going to say what they were giving me. Yeah, too many people to say it out loud. Right. So it's easy to, like, I wouldn't worry about it. You know, if it makes you feel better, go back to the basis or the basics of what, you know, it says I have to do this and this and this, because it makes me think of like paperwork and stuff like that too, right? I don't get it being a big deal, just someone's trying to stir the pot right now. Okay. Joanne, good question. Do you feel a change in spirit energy when big weather arrives? You know what I usually find when these big storms come in, it's usually coming up to those storms. We can have issues, you know, headaches and just like feeling off as far as health, kind of. Not that there's anything really wrong, but normally you can feel it building. And I know it's still 2 days out. So, you know, normally it's a day to 2 days before when I start feeling it. So it doesn't make a difference in, if you will, my work. But it's almost like this big energy comes in, and then when it goes through, it blows out a lot of the static crap, as strange as that may sound, right? It ushers out energy that doesn't need to be there. So a lot of times you can definitely feel it. Headaches is usually one of the main ones, right? And I see that we already have a troll in there. So I would just ask you guys to just ignore them for the moment. I'll go back in through my live after and I ban them and delete them, okay? So when you're asking that question, Marilyn, I get more around, well, I hear written up. It's just someone trying to stir the pot. So yes, we need to come back and make sure that our T's are crossed and our I's are dotted. But as I said, I don't get it necessarily from the perspective that you're actually doing something wrong. Right. But I do feel that, you know, if it isn't addressed or if we don't do, you know, kind of what they're looking for, that individual is going to keep trying to press you. Right. So meaning they're not going to give up. They're going to still try to keep causing problems. Okay. So I would, you know, I just get more, it's like more a tap on the wrist is what they're showing me more than anything. So to me, that's probably going to be a write-up, maybe of some sorts, but the follow through, there's nothing really there that they can do, right? Okay, give me 1 second, guys. Let me see if I can, and David, let me know you're there, okay? I'm going to see if I can boot this troll right now because they're kind of spamming up my comments right now. So it's a lot easier if I can just go in and ban them right now. Oops, there we go. So give me just a second here. There we go. Turn that down. And I got them right there. Ban. Confirm. So they've just been banned out. And there we go. They're banned from my page. Bye-bye. The ones I lovingly call trolls. So sorry, guys. I hope that helped a little bit, Marilyn. I hate when I'm trying to read through comments and all I'm getting is this spam stuff. So I find it highly annoying. So let me find my way to the bottom here past all the crap. Yeah, and you're exactly right. Selena's saying it's also the equinox. So that just adds to all the energy as well. Michelle saying got a headache for a few days. Yeah, that's what I find a lot of times is the physical stuff, just feeling ill, feeling tired, feeling exhausted, headaches. These are all usually effects of the storms that are coming in, right? Okay, let's see. Geez, that person was spamming all over the place before I dropped them out. Yeah, I see a lot of people talking about seeing the headaches. Yeah, Malin, I'm not sure why it was taking forever, but that's just the way she goes. And we are also in Mercury retrograde, so we know how that works. We talk about Mercury retrograde. I mean, electronics, communication, this is stuff it has an impact on, right? Most definitely. That's awesome, Steve. Finishing master's in counseling psychology. That's awesome. So, David, let me know if you're here. Let me know who you want to connect with, or if you have a question, my dear. And I have a Jenna Brown. So, Jenna, let me know if you are still around here as well, okay? Steve, you said that. I love that comment. Big difference from the shaky kid that I met. You know what? Even saw then. I mean, when the heart's in the right place and the work that you're doing, I mean, you're going to go where you're needed. That's just the way it works. Carrie, yeah, exhausted, headaches for 2 days. That's what I get. Suzanne talking about sleeping. That can be another thing that I find it has a bearing on too, is the sleep patterns. So just know some of what's going on is just, these weather patterns that are happening. Okay, Bobby, hang on, because I have you here too. I have David, and then I have Jenna. I see Jenna let me know that she was here as well. And again, welcome, welcome, welcome. Anyone I have not said hello to. It's funny because before I went on my live and I was thinking, I thought, you know what? I would really love to have over 100 people today. And it's something I haven't had yet. And I just looked up at 101. Yay. Thank you, universe. You know how that works. You put your energy into something, and so it is. If Injury is still in here, she'll recognize that as well. So I'm just waiting for David. Okay. And David, I see your comment when you're talking about an aunt just passing. My condolences. So very sorry for that. Let me move my little tree out of the way here. And you said you're wondering if she's a message for you or if she's okay. I mean, one thing I can say is they're always okay, right? When we transition to the other side, we don't take all the baggage, especially when we're talking about physical pain and things like that. So, David, it makes me feel like your aunt was having a lot of physical discomfort in her body as well through this process. Okay. But the guides always refer to death as returning home. I use the term transition over death because to me, death isn't, death is an illusion. The essence of who and what we are, we don't die, right? That is the spirit. That's the way it goes. I mean, I get that she had opportunities to say goodbye. She shows me getting closure. And I keep getting, I was tired, right? And I feel like she was in a lot of pain, right? I'm just scrolling down here a little bit. Yeah. And I see your comment. She was in so much pain for so long. I mean, that's the biggest thing. It's just this sense of relief, right? Of not having to carry that pain anymore. And when I get pain, I get physical pain. But what she also shows me is, if you will, pain of the family. So it's like she was feeling like she was a burden, putting other people out. And we know that, that isn't true, but we can feel that way. So she shows me that transition was very gentle. I get a gentleman meeting her. It makes me feel like it's a mate type of connection, also a father connection. So she was very well surrounded by spirit prior to her transition, because I kind of get a lot of her siblings, her family was already on the other side as well, right? So just 5 months between her and her dad passing. Your dad. I'm so very sorry for that. But you know what? She was ready. She was ready to go. Right? And I see your comment. She was. So, and especially when we're in a place, and when I say she was ready to go, this is coming from a spirit or soul perspective. It's not like we're sitting here in the human form. And we might sometimes go, you know what? No, I don't want to be here anymore. But this is coming from the soul perspective where, like I said, she was tired, so much pain. Her body didn't work the way it should anymore. She says, I was putting other people out. She goes, I was done. Okay. So she's okay. And it's interesting because as I'm saying this, what I hear from her, she goes, why are you guys all upset? You knew it was coming. So to me, that represents that she has a sense of humor too. And I think with stuff that was going on, she definitely had that sense of humor dealing with the illness and things that were happening as well. Right. Cheryl, I see your comment. Cheryl Beto, drop me a private message. Okay. I will do my best to see what I can get for you. Okay. And I don't charge for that type of stuff. Okay. So reach out and we'll try and set something up so we can have a little bit of a chat. Okay. Again, for me, not promising anything. I've done some of that work for sure. I've done some work on the side. But yeah, I'll do my best. Okay. So David's saying she was talking to her mother and brother before she passed. Yeah. They always connect in. They know who's around us, right? The veil isn't there at that point. So they're able to make that connection. Okay. So did that help a little bit, David? And again, so nice to see everyone. So she wasn't very old. Interesting. Yeah. When you made that comment, all of a sudden on the other side, what I hear is she goes, maybe in age, but not in body. Because she's literally telling me her body was falling apart. So she's making jokes about body being a, belonging to an 80-year-old. Right. Yeah. Did that help a little bit, David? And Cheryl, not a problem. It's just, for a group like this, there's too much going on to I'd rather do it privately on those levels. Okay. So don't be afraid to reach out and then we can talk more about what's happening. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Youngest in the family. Yeah. I'm so sorry, David. She just keeps talking about, her body wasn't her own. It really wasn't. And, sometimes it is a blessing, right? Especially when we had a lot of health issues and things going on. Okay. Is it Jenna? Jenna Brown. You out there, Jenna? And you're welcome. You're very, very welcome, David. And just a quick one for you, David. The guys are saying too, it's what they're talking about is, I don't want to say getting your mind right, but they're showing me that I don't want to say focusing more on the negative, but that's kind of what it feels like. So remember that we create through thought. Okay. And if we're kind of looking at, and I mean, I understand when we lose somebody being in an emotional state. So I'm by no means saying don't feel the emotion, anything like that. But they're showing me that you're having a hard time pulling yourself out of it. And that's more when it can become a concern. Okay. So they just said, take care of yourself as well. Okay. Jenna, let me know who you'd like to connect with or if you have a question, because I don't just do mediumship. The guides will answer anything that's going on currently as well. Hello, Nikki. Okay. So Jenna, I see you were saying it was 1 year anniversary of my dad's death last week. Just wondering if he has any messages. That's probably why they were keying me into you. Not to mention you were sitting on the sidelines going, please come through, please come through, please come through. Give me just 1 second, guys. Just because it looks like we got another troll. Let's see if I can. There we go. I'm going to have to hire someone to start banning these people for me. Ban. Bye-bye. Okay. There we go. Another banning. You've been banned. Again, the trolls are so much fun. So give me a second here. I really shouldn't be doing that because it pulls me out of my energy, but they start to drive me crazy when all I can see is their spam coming up in my comments. So have you guys just actually had like a little bit of a celebration of life for him? Because he's referring to a get together. Does that make some sense, Jenna? I guess I should work my way down here. Yeah, I hate trolls. I hate them. You got it, Bobby. You can come down here. We'll work with me. Your dad definitely really had a sense of humor. I get illness with him as well, so I think he was. They show me illness being there, and then they show me a quick downturn. And it's interesting because I get situations going on there, but it almost makes me feel like he wasn't necessarily. What's the word I want? It's like it still wasn't expected. Okay. So Jen, I see your comment. You said your mom had to get together with her close friends. You were out of town. Okay. So just know that that's, if you will, it's your dad's way of knowing that that was happening, right? I don't get it was a formal thing. Like I said, it just feels more, like I said, a get together, right? Same thing, right? Yeah, Joanne, spam banner blocker. I need a big hammer. They jump on Facebook, right? So, okay. So I see your comment there. You found out about his diagnosis and a month later he passed because, like I said, I get illness. And I mean, you guys know that one of the reasons why he kept it from you is when we talk about a diagnosis, he's kind of going, there was nothing that could be done. So sometimes we love our families enough. I think on this side we go, why didn't you tell me? Because I would have wanted to know, and I would have, if you will, done things different in some cases, right? We might have looked at things in a different way, but the whole point is that they don't want someone to change their life, right? And what he keeps telling me is, there was nothing that could be done. So why was he going to upset his family until he absolutely had to? Right? Yeah. I definitely do. Right? And to be very honest, with the situation with what was going on with your father, what I hear is it was better off he crossed and passed when he did, and that it wasn't prolonged. Okay. And when you talk about had your son 3 weeks before he died, just wondering if he sees him. So I presume you're asking that question about on the other side. And again, comment for everyone. I mean, when we transition, that's exactly what it is a transition, right? Everything's energy. And just because our loved ones pass doesn't mean they're still not a part of our life. They still try and hang around, especially for the milestones. When we are struggling, they will be there to offer support. So whether we recognize, if you will, physically that they're there, take a step back within yourself and just know that they're there, right? They're always with us. Always, always, always with us, right? They never leave us behind. Yeah. And, he really didn't like doctors. He didn't like hospitals. He didn't like all that stuff. And Dave, I have no idea. As I said, we're in Mercury retrograde, and that plays havoc on computers, electronics, things like that too. Right? And Jody make a perfect point. Jody says, I find when I struggle, I think of my grandparents more at those times because our loved ones on the other side will let us know that they're there. And that's usually how it comes. You think of a memory, you're doing something and then out of the blue, a memory or something comes forward. That's their way of letting you know they're there. We're always looking for these great big signs outside of ourselves. And it's not that we don't have those signs like, the dimes and the butterflies and all these things. But when we begin to pay attention to our thought processes a little bit, they speak through our mind and it comes through in memories, right? I mean, that's just one form of communication, right? But it's one of the easiest ways for them to come through. Dream state is actually one of the most easy, right? So is that helping a little bit, Jenna? And I mean, he's so proud of you. He says, I'm proud of all of my family. I'm proud of all of my children. But he says, I am so proud of you. Right. And I'll answer this one more question for you, Jenna, and then I'll have to move on just because I try and get more people. But you're saying, does he have any advice on how I'm dealing with, or what are you doing with the business changes since he's passed? And you know what? As soon as I read that, the first thing that I heard was honestly he goes, it's yours. Do what you want. And, I think his, again, the business was important to him, but his family was more important. So he's saying, do what you can handle. Right? It's okay to make changes. Okay, because it's almost like a fear about, I don't say changing the structure, but my dad built this. My dad, this was my dad's baby, and just concerned about, am I making the right choices? And he's kind of going, stop it. He always appreciated your mind, and he says, you're not dumb. Like, don't stress it. Okay. And Bobby, you're exactly right. We are all made of energy. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It only changes shape. That's it. That is from a scientific perspective, right? Steph, my sister messaged me about somebody out in BC looking for a good psychic medium, and you posted on it. I giggled because my sister copied it and sent it to me. She goes, people are even recommending you out here. She goes, you're all across Canada. And I just laughed, and I saw it was you. So thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. And Jenna, you know what? When we're talking about missing someone, I mean, tell them. Say it in your mind. Say it out loud. Do something that you would have enjoyed doing with them, in memory of them, but know that they are always with us. It's okay to miss them. That's what I do. You know what? When I get those memories or those thoughts that a loved one is around me, so I'll say, thank you. I know you're here. I love you very much. Right. I'll just do that automatically because I know they're there. Right. So hopefully that's helped a little bit, my dear. Bobby, shoot your message in you want. Hello, Donna. Nice to see some familiar faces. I spend so much time working at home now. I don't get out so much. Except for my motorcycle, but the season's over now. Just kidding. Our riding season with the Merlas is done. So have a good night, Suzanne. So Bobby, let me know what your questions are, okay? Good, Jenna. And what I hear, he just told me to tell you, chin up. And he says, don't take no crap. I was going to say shit, but that's what he's saying. But yeah, stick to your guns. That's one reason why he likes what you're doing, because you're not a pushover. Okay. Give me a second here. And it's, Bobby, when you ask that question, the first thing that actually comes forward from the guides is they say, you're asking this question and yet you already have. Right. So I recognize that there's other questions underneath that question, but to straightly answer this question, should I leave my old life behind and start fresh? They're saying you already have. If we're talking about relocation, that's a different question. You know what I mean? Give me just 1 second here. And I see your question about Todd. And well, the first thing I hear is when you're asking about part of your future, they said he hasn't been in play for a while. So, and I mean, I know that I do know some aspects. Bobby, I haven't seen you for a while now, for a couple of years anyway, but what they're showing me is that that relationship has been at a distance for a while anyway. Right? So when we talk about future, basically it comes down to whether, the aspect of forgiveness. Does that mean I can forgive all transgressions from the past? And you already know the answer to that question. And I see your comment. I've started over, but I don't think Todd is convinced. It's not about convincing anyone else. The guide said, you have already started over. Right? And as the saying goes, I mean, when we talk about starting over, is it really good to go back in the past? Right? And that's kind of what they're bringing up, because they show me it's like being torn in two different directions, almost like a tug of war, right? Call it head and heart, call it what you like. But at the end of the day, what they're telling me is there was a shift in the dynamic in the relationship for some time now, right? And when we talk about that shift being in play, is there really going back from that? Because at the end of the day, there's trust. Do you understand? Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? God love you. I love you. You deserve better. That is from the human aspect. That is not from the psychic aspect, because I'm not telling you what to do. But no, it is very much about you've been living a married life alone for a while. So at what point do you kind of go, you know what? I'm thinking about me now, and I'm stepping out where that's going to take me, even if I don't know that whole path yet, even if I don't know that whole direction on where that's going to take me. You need to come to terms with it in here and in here, and then you'll really be ready to step into where that's going to take you. Right? Make sense? And again, I see you guys throwing up, asking for connections and stuff. Again, the guides direct me, so I do my best to connect there. You know what? If I'm not able to make a connection for you, this is what I do. This is my business. This is what I do full time, along with my other services. But yeah, reach out. I do email questions through my website. I do half-hour sessions. I do hour sessions. I do in-person sessions. I do it over Zoom as well. So reach out. Be more than happy to set you up with a private session as well, right? And you know what, Bobby? I get it. Definitely get it. When you're saying freaks me out to move on. And it's interesting, because when I read that, when I say that, the guides say, does it not freak you out more to stay where you are and stay stagnant? Right. So Lori Skelding, let me know, Lori, if you're still in here. So yeah, change is never the easiest, my dear. But when you come back to yourself and saying, you know what, okay, this is me now. What do I want in my life? That's where the first direction is going to come. When I come back to my heart, where's my passion? Where's my joy? What do I want? Jump in with both feet. Okay. Allie, you're asking a good question. You're saying, do we ask you to connect for us, or do you listen to spirit and find us from there? When I do this, I set the intention with my guides going into it that you direct me to individuals that need the message the most today. If that individual, when I call their name, like I just did with Lori, I'm a little bit different than most mediums. I'm actually a channel, but I use the term psychic medium. So as a channel, my guides will help me connect with whoever's there, whoever it is that the person wants to connect with. So it's not just reading the energy of who's there, or who's around. I can be very specific on, I want to talk to grandma, grandpa, whatever. Yeah, guides help me do that. Okay. And you probably weren't in earlier, but when I grounded, I had gotten the name James or Jim. It was a father energy, and there was a direct connection with someone who was here. So it kind of comes both ways. I find that the guides, a lot of times before I come in, they'll sometimes give me a name, right? And as I say, I do the best connections I can. I mean, there's over 80 people in here, so obviously I can't make connections for everybody. So this is why I have the guides direct me. Okay. Lori, feel free. Let me know if you have a question about something going on in your life or if you would like to have a connection. Okay. Bobby, you say, I want to be happy for a change. Time to be happy. Yes. Bobby, call me for an appointment, but come and visit. Love to see you. We're going to get you on a motorcycle too, girl. So Jennifer, when you're asking about how do I just call the person's name out, I have a little notepad here. So as I see names come up in my comments, I'll stop and I'll write the names down. Right. The guides almost like pop them out for me. And that's what I pay attention to. And like I said, that's just because, you know, there are a lot of individuals and obviously I can only connect with so many. Right. This is my way of kind of giving back to all of you guys as well. Right. So Lori, let me know what your question or connection is. I do these once a month too. For those of you that maybe haven't been on my live, I mean, I do card polls. I do different stuff on my Facebook page. So you know what? If you're not on my page, jump in, like, follow, and that way you'll know when I'm going live again, right? And check out my website, paulahunter.ca. It's got all information about what I do and pricing. And as I said, if you want to book a session, you can book directly straight through there as well, okay? Hello, Jonelle. Long time no see. Actually, I suppose it wasn't that far. So I'm just waiting for Lori to let me know if she wants a connection or if she has a question, okay? Awesome, Jennifer. Normally, if I take a client, like if I'm doing a half-hour private session or an hour private for session, you know, I tell people, make a list of questions coming in. Make a list of the people you want to connect with. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One is you don't forget to ask something that you might want to know about. And two, it sends the energy up. And there's a lot of times when, I mean, the guides will actually answer the information or have the connections directly on how you have your questions written. We are never alone and we're always heard by spirit and by guides and by higher beings, right? That's the other reason. It's a reminder that we aren't alone. We're never alone, even if times we think that we are. Okay. So, Lori, so are you saying you've got sisters over there, parents, brother, son, they're all over on the other side? Is there someone specific you'd like me to connect in with from everyone over there? And when you're kind of saying, maybe I'll just throw it up there. Are they proud of you? I will always tell you that they are proud of you, right? If anything, when we move back into spirit form, we see things so much clearer. We really do. And, you know, we're sometimes in the human form, someone may be struggling. We may not see them struggling. But on the other side, we have so much more clarity on what was going on. You too, Selena. That's another one we need to get together too. I haven't been going too far right now because I've been really busy with clients and then starting the coaching. I'm working with 4 coaching clients right now too. So it's keeping me busy. So sorry for all your loss, my dear. I see your comment. I'm lost. I've lost a lot and I'm broken. And I know sometimes we can definitely feel like that, but you're still here, right? We all have the ability to heal. So let me know who you want to connect with, okay, my dear? And I will do my best to do so. And it looks like we have another troll. Lovingly said. Give me a second, guys. All I can see is someone spamming up my feed again. Because then I miss comments sometimes too, right? So it's easier when I can just boot them out. Okay. So give me a second to try and wade through the crap. Okay. So I'm going to go with Lori, what you're talking about, worried about your daughter. Bear with me here. Trying to work my way down a little bit. Trish, I love that. I've been to your website and I want one session of everything. I can't choose one. That's funny. You know what? More than happy to book you more than one. And for those that have benefits program that cover naturopaths, all of my services, I can write receipts for. Okay. Jody's piping up for the E4 trauma. She's been doing my coaching program. She did 6 weeks and she's jumping in for another 6 weeks. The whole program is 12. So thanks for the shout out there, Jody. Appreciated. Sorry, I'm trying to wade. Holy, that person was spamming all over the place. So give me a second to get to the bottom here. Okay. Okay, Lori. Give me just a second here. So your son kind of struggled similar to what your daughter's doing right now too, huh? He's showing me being around his sister quite a bit right now. But the guides also show me what I call the 3 monkeys, which is see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. They show me with someone with fingers in their ears. So it represents the fact that she's not listening to anybody. What I always recommend and suggest is send her love, send her healing, but no hands being tied. There's nothing physically that you can really do to assist her, especially when someone is not open to assisting themselves. And it may be not directly what you want to be hearing, but, you know, as I say, I don't tell people what they want to hear. I tell them what I hear. So this situation has been going on for some time. This isn't anything new. And, you know, much love to you, my dear, because they show me you being pulled in so many different directions at once and just feeling helpless, right? Not feeling like there's anything you can do about it. And as I said, at the end of the day, we send it love, knowing that everybody has their own path to walk. It's not always easy to hear, but, you know, we will create circumstances in our lives as opportunities to heal, to have a lesson that is a requirement of the soul, right? Is this helping a little bit, Lori? So let's put it this way. I see your comment when you're saying, true, she's not, you know, you see your son was depressed because he was born basically with an expiry date and had cystic fibrosis. The reason I'm saying that there's similarities between the two of them is they both had emotional issues as well. Right? That's more the perspective of where it's coming from. I'd love to say that I see her shifting, changing, growing, learning, and stepping out of where she is. But when the guides show me fingers in the ears, it's like, no, she still has some lessons she has to learn. Right? She's not open to assistance at this time. Not what I like to say, but exactly what I'm getting, right? Your son's actually blowing kisses through the lines to you too. He says, because she needs to remember that she's loved. He's telling me, she doesn't feel loved right now. So your son wants you to know that he loves you. He's sending out kisses. He's blowing out kisses. He says, because she needs to hear this. So your own mental capacity has not been in the best of places either. And I can totally understand when you're saying you've had so much loss in the past little while. Right? So much love to you, my dear. One day at a time. And I'm not sure if my system kind of froze up here or not, but I see I'm not receiving comments right now. So if you guys are hearing me, God love you. I'm not getting any messages. See, the guides always know, because it's actually coming up on the hour as well. And normally I run for an hour, and I see it is, it's 9 now. Yeah. And I see your comment. She doesn't know she's loved. She doesn't understand why we love her. Right? Yeah. And I mean, he was referring to you as well, right? Just knowing that you are loved too. But your daughter's just not open. She's not open to it at this time. It just feels like she still kind of has to hit the wall a little bit. Okay. And I know some of you guys are still trying to throw questions out there. You know what? I do my best to answer as many as I can. Tonight was a little slower evening. I'm having to kind of boot people, but they were driving me crazy. Like I said, you know what? If you're really looking for connection for someone, reach out. Check out my website, paulahunter.ca. You know, even if you go through the bookings, I've got testimonials there from clients that I've read for. There's testimonials there if you need that, you know, to check it out. More than happy to set up a private session for you, okay? Because at the end of the day, this is about healing. This is about helping people heal. It's about taking back your life. It's about taking back who you are, right? And stepping into your truth, right? I get you, Bobby. I'm the same. I have a feeling that I have an alien past life. I'm probably crazy, though. No. And you bring up a good point. You know, not all of our lifetimes have to have been in human form. Okay? Take that and think about that. Lori, I totally get that. And you're saying she doesn't want to be here. And as I said, unfortunately, you can't change someone's mind. All you can do is send her love. The highest vibration is that of love. Take it to prayer, right? That's what I would recommend. Go with your belief systems as well. I say everyone has their own path to God. For me, I do something called spiritual mind treatment now, and it's about remembering who I am and taking back the power and going, and so it is, right? So know that you can't physically help her. Send her love, okay? You guys have a wonderful evening. And like I said, if you're not on my page, jump on. I have all sorts of cool stuff that I do through there as well, okay? Much love to all you guys. Pam, thank you so much. Night all. Stay safe with the approaching storm. Same thing, everyone. Stay safe for those of you that are on the Atlantic coast where we are. Those of you in Nova Scotia, PEI, you know, the ones that are going to be hit by this hurricane coming in. You know, stay safe, batten down the hatches. Much love to all you guys, okay? Have yourself a great night. Thank you for coming to hang with me and share with me tonight, okay? Take care.